Hi, this is Ryan from CNR Reviews, and I wanted to take some time today to review the Masters leather shoulder holster. This one is for a Bersa Thunder 380, so it's a little bit smaller than you would probably normally see for a shoulder holster. So right off the bat, this is a handmade holster. It's very well stitched, very nice and tough leather, very thick. Has the two magazine holder on the other side. Nice snaps on it. You really gotta unsnap it. You're not gonna have to worry about the magazine falling out either. They fit nice and tight in there. Even when you're sitting there shaking them, you're not gonna worry about it falling out of your shirt or falling out of your jacket. And these fit really nice. So now this holster here does fit the Bersa 380. Fits it really nice. The fit is great. You just kind of put this flap over here. You are going to have to stretch this a little bit when you first get it to get it a nice tight fit, because it's pretty short when you first get it. You got to stretch the leather a little bit. You can just pull on it a little bit and it'll fit. Just snap that in there. There's no play in it at all. Fits really nice. Comes out really nice. It does kind of have the shape of the weapon on the outside. The inside is pretty flat though, so you are going to have to break that in, leave the gun in the holster overnight, throughout the next day, and maybe overnight again. It does also fit the Bersa Thunder 380 concealed carry. If you have the concealed carry and you put this in there right after you get the holster, it'll probably fit a lot better. But mine, because it's actually had the bigger standard 380 in there, it does have a slight bit of play when it has the the concealed carry in there. But it does still function great. The gun's not going to move around a whole bunch. It does work really well. So I want to talk about some of the things that kind of bugged me on this. One is all of these little areas where the leather attaches to the holster, or in the back plate here where it all attaches together. They're all plastic, and at first I didn't think that this was a very good idea. I wanted it to be metal. I thought that would be the best way to go. I've had this holster now for 2 or 3 months, and I've worn it every day. There's no play in these plastic parts at all. It actually helps out with flexibility a lot, because the plastic does bend a little bit as you're moving. It doesn't bend to the point where it's going to break or anything like that, but it does give you a little bit of help with movement. If you're a bigger guy like me, that's you're wearing a shoulder holster, it works out really well. So there is a ton of room here for adjustments also, and it adjusts really easily with just a flathead screwdriver. So that's a good thing. The plastic made me a little bit wary at first, but after having it for a little bit, you get to trust it a little bit more, and it is actually a pretty good system. So the other thing that I wanted to kind of tell you guys about, something, just the inside of these straps here is unfinished. So if you're first time you put it on, first time you wear it for an extended period of time, it's going to look like you have really bad dandruff until all that stuff kind of gets taken off there. Be prepared for that if you're going to buy this holster. It does over time kind of get a nice smooth finish on it, especially where it's up next to your neck. Kind of gets a little sweat on there, a little oil or something like that from your body. It does get a nicer finish on it, but down where it's just kind of rubbing up against your shirt, or your jacket or something, it does kind of get a little rough on the inside. So just be a little bit cautious about that if you're going to pick that up. It doesn't seem to actually hurt the functionality of the holster at all, but just want to let you guys know about that. The other thing is, if you're a bigger guy like me, this thing does fit fantastically. It does have a lot of room on it. It's a very big holster. If you have wide shoulders, it really works well. The only problem is the little belt holders that they send with it, to attach to your belt. They're not very long, so if you're a bigger guy and this rides up on you a little bit, you're gonna have to maybe fashion something of your own. I did it with just an old belt and some snaps I picked up at the fabric store. So it actually works really, really well. And you're gonna want to have something at least attached to the magazine side for your belt, because the holster is a slight bit lopsided when you have your pistol on one side and just the light magazines in the other. So other than that, I picked this holster up at condorsflight.com. The guys over there had great customer service, fantastic price. It's about $100 for this. Can't expect the world for $100. It's not going to be specifically tailored for your body. You're going to have to do a few length adjustments and things like that. But otherwise, it is a fantastic holster, and I would buy it again in a heartbeat. So thank you very much for listening. This is Ryan for CNR Reviews.